If you've ever tried to set a boundary with a narcissistic parent and it backfired, made things worse, or made you feel guilty, this video is for you. Setting boundaries with a narcissistic parent is one of the hardest things that you will ever have to do. And I don't say that to discourage you. I say this because I want you to stop thinking that something is wrong with you because it hasn't worked yet. In this video, we're going to talk about why this feels so impossible, what happens in your body and your mind when you try, and what actually works, because the standard boundary advice doesn't apply here. When the internet talks about setting boundaries, it makes it sound so simple. Just say no, just communicate your needs, just be direct. But that advice assumes that the other person respects you enough to hear it. A narcissistic parent doesn't respond to boundaries the same way that a healthy person does. They respond with guilt, with punishment, with "after everything I've done for you," with silence, with explosive anger, with playing the victim. So when you try to set a boundary and they respond like that, your nervous system goes into survival mode because it learned a long time ago that displeasing this person is dangerous. Here's what I want you to understand. When you try to set a boundary with your narcissistic parent and you freeze, back down, or feel overwhelming guilt, it's not your fault. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. There's a child inside you who learned that their boundaries do not matter. They learned that boundaries meant punishment. Who learned that love was conditional and it was based on how compliant you were. Your body is trying to protect you from something that felt dangerous when you were small. I remember the first time I tried to tell my parent that they said something that hurt me. The reaction I got made me feel as if I'd done something wrong by just having a feeling, and I didn't try again for years. If you're someone who walks away from a stressful conversation and you just can't stop replaying it in your head, you feel tense, you're losing sleep, and you feel frustrated with yourself because you didn't say what you wanted to say in the moment, I made something just for you. It's called the Emotional Reset Guide, and it's completely free. It walks you through how to calm your bodies after those stressful interactions so you don't need to carry that tension with you in your body all day. It also has some optional scripts to give you the words to say so you can prepare for the next time. The link is in the description. The reason just set a boundary with narcissistic parents doesn't work is because it assumes that there's a two-way relationship, where both people try to understand each other. With a narcissistic parent, when you try to set a boundary, it's not received as "I need this from you." It's heard as "you're losing control over me," and they will fight to the death to get that control back. So your goal shifts. It's no longer about getting them to respect your boundary. The goal is to protect your peace whether they respect it or not. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. 1. Stop trying to explain your boundaries. You don't owe a narcissistic parent justification. The more you explain yourself, the more ammunition you're giving them to argue with. Stated simply, "I'm not able to talk about this right now." Full stop. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you're tired of freezing in situations and not knowing what to say, I have a resource, and it's called the Freeze Recovery Response Kit. It breaks down why you freeze, how to calm your body, and it gives you word-for-word scripts to say in those moments. It gives you word-for-word scripts for specific situations with your family, your work, friendships, romantic relationships. Things like what to say when someone guilt trips you when you set a boundary, or what to say when someone says something you didn't like, but you don't realize it until after the moment has passed. It's all in there. The link is in the description. 2. Detach from their reaction. Their anger, guilt tripping, or silence isn't evidence that you did something wrong. It's evidence that the boundary is working. Expect for their reaction. Plan for it. But don't let it undo you or your boundary. 3. Grieve the parent that you needed. This is a hard one, and this is the part that nobody talks about. Part of why boundaries with a narcissistic parent feels so hard is because setting them causes you to realize that they will never be the person that you need them to be. They will not give you what you need. That grief is real, It's very painful, but it's also important to let yourself feel it. 4. The boundary is for you, not them. You're not setting boundaries to change them. You're setting them to change how much access they have to your peace. That reframe changed everything for me. You're not too sensitive. You're not overreacting. You are someone who grew up in a hard environment who is still trying to figure out how to protect yourself now. And that takes so much courage. If this video helped you, subscribe because I make videos like this every single week. And if you want more of this every single day, more real talk about emotional manipulation, toxic patterns, and scripts you can use in your everyday life, follow me on Instagram. I post daily content there that you won't find anywhere else. The handle is in the description. And if you missed last week's episode on how growing up with a narcissistic parent can affect you, I'll link it right here. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next week.